Hi, Realtors. This is Lindsay Hutto, your Chief Advocacy Officer at SCR. I'm coming to you live from the State House today to give you an update on Week 5 of the legislative session. Before we get started, a quick reminder that the South Carolina Realtors legislative meetings will be here before we know it. The deadline for early bird registration is February the 14th, so make sure you've signed up at the link below. This week, the House worked through judicial reform legislation, while the Senate began its discussions on S-768 regarding homestead exemptions. Also of note this week, both the House and Senate committees tasked with looking at DOT modernization continued to meet and work through their respective pieces of legislation. SCR continues to be in touch with stakeholders and members of the General Assembly to make sure that housing attainability is at the forefront of these discussions. Additionally, the Senate Finance, Sales and Income Tax Subcommittee gave a favorable report to S-853 regarding the Abandoned Buildings Tax Credit. This legislation would revise the state's Abandoned Buildings Revitalization Act to make the tax credit program more flexible and clear for rehabilitating abandoned buildings. Specifically, it would amend definitions so that a building does not need to have an income-producing use before abandonment to qualify. The bill now heads to the full Senate Finance Committee for review. To wrap things up this week, a House Judiciary Subcommittee met on H 4270 regarding evictions and removal of public records. SCR supported this legislation as amended, and I had the opportunity to speak to the subcommittee on our position.
Good morning, Madam Chairman and members of the subcommittee. My name is Lindsay Hutto, and I represent the South Carolina Association of Realtors. My organization supports H 4270 as amended, which would be requiring the eviction filings and related records to be removed from the public index after 5 years. This language has been vetted by a group of stakeholders that included housing providers and consumer advocates, so we felt like there was a really good balance around the table as we were coming to a compromise on this language. From our perspective, 5 years is a reasonable time frame. After that point, eviction records, especially those that were settled or dismissed or paid in full, are no longer a reliable indicator of any current risk. Keeping them publicly indexed indefinitely does not provide housing providers with the decision-making that they need, and it can perpetuate the cycle of blocking people from attaining stable housing. For housing providers, this language would improve the quality of the information that they rely on while also supporting a fairer and more functional market for all. Again, we believe this compromise is reasonable and it strikes a balance, and we respectfully ask for your support on this bill today. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.
So that's it for this week. Stay tuned next week and in the coming weeks as I provide you an update on all the action happening at the South Carolina State House.